So, would you like to introduce?
So my name is Susanna.
I'm Natasha, and this is the
Aurum Podcast.
Okay, so shall we talk
Let's
about
get
how we
into
came up
it.
with the name as well? So I thought I was so clever. So I was thinking about the Japanese pottery and broken, and then when they
Yeah.
paint it with gold and it comes back and it's more beautiful and precious.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking about our topics and healing and stuff, and I thought, oh, this is a great name. So I've sent the message to Susanna, I've got the name for our podcast, and then like 10 other channels have got it.
Do you remember what it was? What was the name, the original one?
Kintsugi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, what's also a little bit quirky, a little bit out the box? Let's have a gander. And I was like, okay, let's just type in the Latin for gold. Because whenever I'm trying to think of like maybe like a new tattoo idea or something, or like anything that like I feel like, okay, let's make this a little bit different, I'm always like, what's the Latin for it?
Yeah.
Just go to the Latin translation for it and that's it. Do you know what I mean? But
So we are now officially going to be called
the Aurum Podcast, because it's like auras as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to
Energy.
Susanna, definitely. So I thought we'd kick off.
Yeah.
So first of all, actually, there's going to be a buzzword for this game.
Yeah.
And you've got a gift, but you don't know what it is. And I got us a matching gift.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So when you happen to say this buzzword,
Yeah.
I'm going to accept one other word that is so close to it, but I don't think it's going to take you long to get to it. That's when we get our gifts, okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm not going to deliberately like try and get there. It's got to be natural.
No, you don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
You don't know what the buzzword is, so you can't get to it.
Okay.
Okay. But
It's the fact
it's going to happen. It's fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't forget about it. It's going to be fine. And then
It's the fact that you know me so well that you know I'm going to get there.
I know
pretty
we're getting
quickly.
there.
Yeah.
I know we're going to get there quickly.
Okay.
Authentically.
Authentic.
Great.
Aurum.
So what was I going to say? Okay, let's kick off. Shall we kick off with the poem that I shared with you?
Yeah.
Because you said that was a nice poem.
So basically, to give a little backstory, I had quite an emotional night the other night. I'm quite an emotional person, quite emotionally charged. And I found it quite difficult to cry recently. But even though I have cried, I have shed tears, I haven't necessarily been able to access, you know, when you have a really good cry and you like release a certain part of your soul and it's just like, you feel, you know, a little bit awful in the moment, but thereafter you kind of sleep properly and you feel like you've released something.
Yeah.
So I had one of these like really intense, soulful cries. And then I saw Tash the next day at our theatre company, Clean Break, and she read me this poem, and, you know, the synchronicities of it were just so aligned that I was like, yeah, this is pretty guided.
Yeah, this has been one of my favourite poems since, I'd say a teen. A young teen. It's Ayana Vincent. She's got a lot of healing books. So Yesterday I Cried is the name of the poem, but it's in the Yesterday I Cried book.
Yeah.
And she's got, in the meantime, she's got a lot of self-help books.
Okay.
So I had a couple
I think
of them.
I have heard the name 100%. Yeah.
And so this is Yesterday I Cried. Yesterday I cried. I came home, went straight to my room, sat on the edge of my bed, kicked off my shoes, unhooked my bra, and I had myself a good cry. I cried until my nose was running all over the silk blouse I got on sale. I cried until my ears were hot. I cried until my head was hurting so bad that I could hardly see the pile of soiled tissues lying on the floor at my feet. I want you to understand, I had myself a really good cry yesterday. Yesterday I cried. For all the days that I was too busy, or too tired, or too mad to cry. I cried for all the days and all the ways and all the times I dishonoured, disrespected, and disconnected myself from myself, only to have it reflected back to me in the ways others did to me, the same things I had already done to myself. I cried for all the things I had given, only to have them stolen, for all the things I'd asked for that had yet to show up, for all the things I had accomplished, only to give them away to people in circumstances which left me feeling empty and battered and plain old used. I cried because there really does come a time when the only thing left for you to do is cry. Yesterday, I cried. I cried because little boys get left by their daddies. And little girls get forgotten by their mummies. And daddies don't know what to do, so they leave. And mummies get left, so they get mad. I cried because I had a little boy. And because I was a little girl. And because I was a mummy who didn't know what to do. And because I wanted my daddy to be there so badly until I ached. Yesterday, I cried. I cried because I hurt. I cried because I was hurt. I cried because hurt has no place to go except deeper into the pain that caused it in the first place. And when it gets there, the hurt wakes you up. I cried because it was too late. I cried because it was time. I cried because my soul didn't know. My soul knew that I didn't know, that my soul knew everything that I needed to know. I cried a soulful cry yesterday, and it felt so good. It felt so very, very bad. In the midst of my crying, I felt my freedom coming. Because yesterday, I cried with an agenda.
I love that last line as well.
Yeah.
I love that last line. I think what's really interesting in that poem is also the bit about accomplishments and the way we give it away. Because we've had a lot of conversations about just, wanting to be proud of our successes and our achievements, but sometimes feeling like, maybe the people around you aren't as, pleased for you, and actually the pain of that, because I think we're quite open people that invest a lot in other people and are so supportive of each other and the people we love, that it really does make you feel kind of very alone and very empty when in those same achievements you can't share and have the kind of support from people that you would expect it from.
And we fought.
Yeah.
For everything we've got.
Yeah.
It wasn't handed.
100%.
We have fought.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That has been a hard pill to swallow.
Because people don't see that, though. People don't see the amount of kind of pain and the fight. All they see is the end result of what you're doing. And then they just project their insecurities and their jealousies onto you, as opposed to being like, actually, let me see what this person's doing and be inspired by it. Mm-hmm. Like, if I see someone's doing well, I'm inspired by it. And don't get me wrong, we all have our moments. We're all human where we're going to have our little, God, I wish that was me. But I still think it's so important, like, especially as women, that we empower each other, Like, that for me is just the bottom line. How
do you empower yourself? Because I think to empower others, you have to be able to empower yourself. How do you empower yourself?
Very good question, because it has to teeter on the line of, it has to be self-esteem. It can't be, I think in the past, I've kind of taken jabs that have been thrown at me or whatever, and then gone, well, I'll show you and I'll just transmute this into confidence. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then you've got to make sure you walk the fine line and of actually, who am I doing all of this for? Like, if it's real self-esteem and real empowerment and real, like, you've done this and amazing, and that type of mirror talk where you're really investing in yourself, and like, that stuff's healthy. But when you sometimes run with the projected pain of other people and then use that to kind of bolster yourself up, sometimes that sends it crumbling back down again, because you're not actually getting it from a place that's like authentically your core. It's still about other people.
Or positive.
Yeah, or positive. Yeah. You don't change the energy. Like, I used to think that changed the energy, that it made me more, I was taking purpose out of pain, but it's still running off the negative input of others. Mm-hmm. So I'm working on that one. Yeah. What about you?
I think I'm working on myself on the whole. So as you know, finally agreed to go to therapy.
Yeah.
With somebody that specialises in childhood trauma. I was very reluctant and hesitant, but finally agreed to do it. So I think working and being a healthier, better version of myself will then allow me and enable me to empower other people and demonstrate and maybe be some sort of role model that I've never been perfect. I've gone through hell and back. I have been a loose cannon at times. I've made so many mistakes. I'm flawed ridiculously. However, I am able to try and mend that and to try and do something good. As you know, I do a lot of activism work. Yeah. So that's my way of trying to empower others. But I'm very conscious of the fact that I need to be healthy in order to do that for other people. Yeah.
It's like someone said before, it's not pouring from an empty cup, that type of vibe. But the thing is, I don't think that me and you are ever an empty cup. That's the thing. Even when we're at like our lowest, we're still givers. Maybe that's not.
There's one time I have been, and I literally said that exact phrase to my daughter. It was my daughter, and that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I had to say that right now, I'm not in a healthy space. And you're a glass and I'm a jug. And right now, mummy is empty. I have nothing to pour into you. And I think till this day, she still doesn't quite get it, which I understand. She's young and she's angry and she's hurt, and I take responsibility for that. But there have been times where I have been that empty, but I've learned from that now, and I have to be mindful and I have to protect myself and protect my energy so that I don't get to that point, because now I am aware that when I do crash to that extent and when I am running excuse me, on absolute empty, I can't be there for anyone.
100%.
So I protect my energy now.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the way. I think we've got better with setting boundaries.
Yeah.
I still think, like you were saying earlier, like I am too open with people sometimes. Like I'm an oversharer, right? Like
Same.
I'm an oversharer, but then it's that thing of, again, I can't then complain when I overshare, and I overshare to the wrong people, and then those people turn around and they're like, I'm going to use this against you now. It's like I kind of give them the rope, you know?
Yeah.
So I need to work on that one. I need to know. It just happens though. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a kind of neurodiverse quality with me or what. I just
I do
say
it as well, and I just blurt out my whole life story, and people sit there. I think that's why it's great for me talking at like forums and speaking on things like mental health.
It's a vessel.
Yeah, because I will sit there and I will tell you. I'll be like, you want to talk about? Yeah, I've been on a psych ward. Like I'm such an open book. It can be dangerous.
My therapist told me before, it's something called flooding that not many people know about. So a lot of people do it in therapy, but people do it in life anyway. But it's so you say it all and you get it all out. And then because you've said it all and you said it all in such quick succession and it's all there, you don't actually connect to any of it.
Yeah.
So like, instead of like breaking it down bit by bit or whatever, I'm the same. I'll just get it all out.
Yeah.
Just put it on the plate.
No, so when it comes to my accident, when I was run over, I'm very much like, I fractured my tibial fibula, I fractured my pelvis in 2 places, I severed my femoral artery, I had brain damage, I was in a coma, I was on life support machine, had to learn to walk in, and I don't connect the emotion. And yesterday it hit me, and I said to you, when that guy had that seizure, I saw the fear of God in his eyes, and I was saying to him, it's okay. I called for an ambulance, and I was saying help's on its way, and then somewhere along that, it just hit me that I was laying on the floor and people were trying to tell me, and they were trying to save my life. And I don't know what it did in that moment, because I've never connected with it. I just broke down and I had the biggest panic attack ever. And then it was so weird because we've had this podcast booked for a while. I knew the address for a while. I haven't thought about any of it. Nothing. All up until this point. I got off of the train. And then all of a sudden my heart started going funny. And I started getting anxiety. And I'm thinking, why am I anxious? And then all of a sudden I realised I'm going out of Whitechapel Station. I'm going to see the real London Hospital.
You know what? It's so...
That's where I was airlifted.
I remember you telling me that before. So when I walked out today, I thought exactly the same thing.
I got triggered.
Like,
And then I was like, Tash, don't cry. And I had to turn off. I was listening to Winds Beneath My Wings. And I was like, turn it off, quick, stop. I can't listen to this song right now. So I'm going to get to the podcast and I'm going to be in tears. And I bought tissue. But I'm not bougie. We're not bougie. So we just got toilet roll. But
do you know what? Who buys packs of tissues when you got toilet roll anyway, though? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, 100%. And also, like I was saying to you yesterday, like muscle memory. So things that we just push so far back into our subconscious that you wouldn't have any recollection if you weren't conscious at that time, but still the subconscious and the body, like I'm doing physio at the moment, just to release certain bits that I've held for, I had a knot in my neck that was probably the size of like a flipping, tennis ball's a bit of an exaggeration, but it was big, right? When I first went, and he was like, oh, that's a bit of a knot. Then yesterday he was like, it's got a lot smaller. He was like, I didn't want to panic you before, but it was massive. It was huge and it was pressing right on my nerves. But I know that's trauma. That's all pain. That's all muscle memory. So I was like saying yesterday about the book, The Body Keeps the Score. Can't remember who it's by, but it makes perfect sense that in that instance, you would have seen that and there would have been something in your brain and something in your body then that would have been triggered, because it's just so, yeah, I think talking therapy is good. I think stuff like, I mean, I hate to say it because I've never been I've never done it. I've always felt a little bit insecure about doing it, but like yoga is meant to be really good. Physio, that type of stuff, because it's just releasing the pockets of like trauma and stress that we're still holding. Yeah.
So what other ways do you manage your trauma?
Ooh. Ignoring it. Ignoring it. Letting the subconscious take over. I think, like that poem you read, when I can get to that point and I can just cry and I can just really cry and let it loose in that sense, in that kind of safe sense of just crying it out, then that, I think, is my management, is actually feeling my emotions as opposed to being dissociative with them.
Yeah.
I'm very good at just dissociating away from pain until it gets too much. And then it's like, I can't mask it anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're very similar in that sense. But you, I would say, are more of an open book with yours than me, just because I think, I don't know, like you take more interest a lot of the time in, like you were saying with your activism and stuff, I'm interested in doing activism, but you're actively doing it. So you do have that channel for it. You've got that kind of, you've become that vessel for it to make that change. And I think that's really, I would love to do something like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the next stage.
Yeah, no,
which
definitely.
might be through this podcast.
No, I can see you doing it. Definitely.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, it's rewarding. It's fulfilling. Mm-hmm. And for me, I've gone through a lot. Mm-hmm. I have a whole lot of trauma. Mm-hmm. I can't live with the fact that I just went through it for no reason.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can live with it if I know that I can go out there and I can be impactful and I can hopefully try to bring about some form of change.
Yeah.
That's my driving force, and that's the reason that I can kind of live with it. And I find it quite cathartic, knowing that I'm able to talk about my own stuff. I'm influencing policymakers, and there might be a little Tash somewhere or a little Susanna somewhere, and I might be able to bring about a little bit of change for them.
Yeah, it's like, what we did the other day when we both we're both members of this company called Clean Breaks, theatre company that works with women who've got, certain experiences. But we were basically asked to do an open day and to do monologues and like talk about, what has happened while we've been there and the healing we've been through. And I found that really empowering because I was having, like I said to you, I was having a very low day. But by the end of that day, knowing, like you just said, that we'd done something that will influence these people that have that position to be able to help other women, that then took me out of myself.
Yeah.
So I completely see why you get so much out of doing it. 100%.
I love it.
Yeah. Have you got any specific quotes that help you?
I won't say these. I don't look at them all the time, but what I did do, I looked at them last night. Mm-hmm. And I screenshot the 3 that spoke to me or spoke to my heart, or I thought there were 3. Maybe there's only 2. I thought there was 3. Well, one of them, when I read it as well, I thought this is so Susanna.
Okay.
I
love that though. That's you. You're thinking of me. Like,
a strong woman looks a challenge in the eye and gives it a wink. Gina Carey.
Love it.
That's you.
Love it.
That's totally you. Oh, I did have 3. Mm-hmm. This is, for me, this is Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
I'd like to be known as an intelligent woman, a courageous woman, a loving woman, and a woman who teaches by being, which is why the healing and stuff is so important to me. And the last one is just the overall, like, the mindset that I want to remind myself to maintain. Focus on what you have instead of what you don't have. On what's right in your world instead of what's wrong. On where you're going instead of what you've been through.
Yep. That's the crux of it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's when we were talking about like what we do to try and heal our traumas, is that I think sometimes I can get stuck in the replaying loop. Whereas actually what we've done with, especially with our theatre company, with Clean Break, is we're moving, we see a direction, we see the purpose, like you said.
Yeah.
So it's just like keep looking into. Someone once said to me, "You can't reach the future if you keep operating in the past." So I think we're getting to the point now where we're like, just grounded in the presence, but we definitely got a vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about your quotes?
Okay. I'm surprised I haven't said the buzzword yet, by the way.
I know, I'm sitting there. And yesterday when we was messaging,
surprised.
within like 2 seconds of us WhatsApping, you said it straight
So,
away.
no,
So I
'cause
was like,
end
this is great. And now it's not.
I'll
I'm
end
like,
up looking.
are you going to go through the
I
chat?
think I might. No. I think I might know what it is now. Okay.
Yeah, hurry up and say it.
We're still running. Okay. So this one, you'll relate to because we were talking along these lines earlier. It's a Beyonce quote, actually. Your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone telling you who you are.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we can get into that.
Yeah,
one.
don't put me in a box, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm many things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with being many things. You don't, like we were saying earlier on, I think because we've got quite a different energy, not to like, blow our own trumpets, but we're individual. Let's get the sound effects going on that. Like it's easy, I think, sometimes for people to compartmentalize us and put us in the box in their mind that they think they are because they see one aspect to us and they're just like, they're that. And it makes it easier for them than for them to understand the complexities, actually. All the best people are complex. Like,
Yeah, but I was about to say, who could figure us out, really? Like, come on.
no,
That
and
would
also,
be really hard.
Also, to be fair, I play into that. Sometimes I only show one side.
Yeah.
So I can't complain.
Yeah.
But I'm just waiting for someone to go, I want to get to the inner depths of you.
I bet you are.
I really am. So that's the first one.
I'm going to keep it clean.
Keeping it clean. Let's have a gander. Again, we touched on this one. Keep taking time for yourself until you're you again. So, yeah, like we were saying earlier on, that
What umbrella does that fall under?
I know you're waiting for the buzzword. I already know what the buzzword is now. I'm getting to it. We'll come back to it. We'll run it back. And this, again, we were talking about earlier. False friendship, like the ivy, decays and ruins the walls it embraces. But true friendship gives new life and animation to the object it supports.
That's beautiful.
So being around people that, aren't the kind of hold you back, ivy vine leaves type of poison your system. You can't. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, you can and you will, and you're doing it.
Yeah.
Constant support. But yeah, I know you want me to get to the buzzword. And I really want the gift. So I don't know whether to just
do it.
Self-love.
Close, but
You haven't turned the sound effect on.
oh,
You got
I don't know how. Do it.
see the button on the right, the dial on the right. No, down. The slidey thing, down. That one, I think. Turn that up. Press the top, the button just above it, the small button above it. Now press the sound effect. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's the one next to it. That was perfect.
I don't know if that
Did
worked.
you hear that? Did you hear that?
But I don't know
It was
if it worked. But there we go. Okay, matching guess.
Oh, thank you, babe.
Okay.
She's a superstar.
I was in the train station and my
Yeah.
train was taking forever. I had like half an hour while my battery was dying. And
Yeah.
I can't sit still. It drives me
yeah.
insane. So I've walked into this shop.
Oh, I need one of these as well. I need one of these. Because I've been thinking so much about
All
like
these on the shelves.
actually, let's show the camera first. Self-caring myself, a guided weekly tracker and gentle habit builder.
Yeah.
Now, I love that second part as well, gentle habit builder, because
And I
you know
thought-
what I'm like, and it's going to take a while, because I'm so ADHD. Like, I'm so ADHD, so I need this kind of like
No, I think-
structure.
And because we're not always good at looking after ourselves, we
Yeah.
look after everyone else. We don't look after ourselves. So
Yeah,
I thought if
yeah,
we've
yeah.
actually got a physical book to look at,
Yeah.
you can see what you did on this day or that day. What
With
did
the
or didn't you
prompts.
do for yourself?
Yep.
And then you can sit back and be like, oh, it's really shit at taking care of myself. Because we abuse ourselves sometimes. We neglect ourselves.
100%.
We verbally abuse ourselves mentally. Like we say things
But
to
also,
ourselves.
I
You're
think-
not good enough.
Yeah.
You're not this. You're not
Yeah.
that. We're abusive.
I think the habit as well for me and you is that we don't, because we've had we started the podcast with people that will chip away at us for doing well. I almost feel like those voices have almost infiltrated. So having something like this where you can remind yourself, yes, I've actually done this, and this today. It's just going to rewire it a little bit.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Babe.
No, you're most welcome.
It wasn't the buzzword though.
Well, it was, but I said I would accept. It was supposed to be self-care or self-love. You said self-love.
Self-love.
So it's the same thing.
Buzzword.
Yeah, you got the buzzword.
And we'll do our own sound effects.
Yeah.
You go. We're back in class now. You've got to do a sound sketch.
What, I've got to think of something.
Yeah.
All right, then fine. It'll be a bit like your trumpet, but different. And I stole this from Sister. I loved it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Wait, how's it go again? Wait, hold on.
You're on the spot now.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's it. Woo! I don't mean to toot my own horn, but beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Self-love train.
Sometimes
Can't get to us. Can't get to us.
Sometimes we've got to toot our own horn.
Yeah, 100%. I'll toot yours though. If you want me to toot yours, I'll toot yours. Definitely. We toot each other's.
I'm blushing. Okay.
Right. I don't know how we're going to get back on track after that. Toot each other's horns. Yeah, I think, but that could be a nice little segue into, all right, what are you looking for in a relationship with a man at the moment? Like, what are you looking, or do you think that being in a relationship with a guy at the moment will somehow get in the way of doing this? Like,
I think it would get in the way. Mm-hmm. And also, I don't know exactly what I want. Mm-hmm. And some of the people that I've gone for in the past, it wasn't the right situation.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the me that I am now. Mm-hmm. And the me that I was before, maybe she would have accepted certain things. Mm-hmm. The me that I am now, I don't wish to accept those things. Yeah. And I was thinking about it the other day as well, and I thought this was quite profound. It's probably not, but I just thought
it is.
If
you feel it is, it is.
And I thought of like this little theatre analogy, right? Uh-huh. So what I tend to do when meeting people is I already have the scene set up. So you know the theatre, the staging. Yeah. The scene's set. Mm-hmm. And then I meet someone and I'm trying to fit them into the scene. Yeah. And they don't fit into the scene. Yeah. And then I get angry and I get resentful because they're not fitting into the scene how I want them to. Because I'm trying to be the director and you're not doing it right. And I'm not getting what I want and what I need from you. And then I thought, or maybe I've got to like throw away the scene. Yeah. Forget about, because I've got this ideal scene and I'm just trying to fit people that aren't ideal for the scene into it. Yeah. So maybe throw away the scene. Yeah. And then if I do happen to meet someone that is the right person, then build a scene with them. Yeah, build a whole new one. Yeah. Be an audience member for a bit maybe and observing, isn't it? It's like watch how people move, like watch, because I think because we are so open again and got big hearts, I know that we know how to love hard. Yeah. Like I know how to love hard, but again, you know, my love language is words of affirmation. You know about the love languages? Yeah. So my outward love language is words of affirmation. So I like empowering people. Like if I'm with a guy, I'm going to tell you how amazing you are and I want you to believe that and I want you to get to your next stage of life. And that's just how I express it. Inwardly, I don't ask for much. I want to receive words of affirmation, physical touch, and acts of service. So like outwardly, I'm like, yeah, I'll give you words of affirmation. And inwardly, I'm just like, I'm not asking for much, just like 3 love languages. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's, again, like plays into what you were saying about the whole scene thing. It's like, yeah, build a whole new scene with that person. Don't have the start, middle and end already played out and then try and fit that person into where you're at. I think that's a really good analogy. And then I thought of something as well recently. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if I developed a crush on somebody. Mm-hmm. But it was based on their soul. Mm-hmm. And their personality. Mm-hmm. And I've never thought of somebody like that. I've never been like, I'm so attracted to your soul. That's never happened. Called? It's called pansexuality, when you're attracted to souls. Yeah, that's never happened before. And it happened. Yeah. And then I've still been trying to figure out, is it that person specifically? Yeah. Or is it his actions and qualities? Mm-hmm. And then if it is his actions and qualities, does that still mean that it's him that I like? Or do I just want those actions and qualities from somebody else? I don't have the answer to that yet.
Yeah.
But what I do know is when you were saying about building somebody up, I've never done that or sent those messages before. Don't get me wrong, I've sent a compliment like, oh, that looks nice, or you're good at this, or good luck, you're going to smash it. I've done things like that. No, this person had me texting and writing things like, you're so brilliant and you're so talented, it's insane. I don't think I've ever sent a message to somebody other than a girlfriend or something.
Because you genuinely mean it, though. That's the thing. It's because when you see something in someone's soul and you see they're so unique and different, that's what gets me going. Special. There's something. There's just an aura, and they could be good looking, but it's not necessarily about that either. He's
about, handsome, but it's not about that.
It's something else. It's another kind of like you said, when you see those qualities in especially in a man, I feel like it's like a healed masculine energy. It's really...
He's going to see this.
You can cut it.
He's going to lie.
You can cut it. It's fine. Or keep it in. Keep it in. This is your way. This is your way. Get the tissues. This is your way. You'll be fine.
That up for Suze, you make me too comfortable. I'm not thinking straight.
That's just the aim of the game, isn't it? Doesn't matter. This could just be this. Yeah, but also think about even.
And I even said I don't know if it is him.
And you haven't said any names.
No, and I'm not going to.
You haven't said any names, so that's the main thing.
Mark, he was really helpful with my audition.
Okay, now you've just.
He's gonna know who it is anyway. He's going to see it or hear it and he's going to know.
So now you're going into specifics.
He's going to see other people are going to know as well because they saw the message when I said that he's brilliant and super insane. You put it in a group chat. It's okay.
You can just cut out those bits or you can just leave it in and just go, do you know what? I'm going to jump.
No, I'm not doing it anyway. No, because I'm not in the right place and anything. And he might not even like me. I think he's just a genuinely nice guy. I don't think he likes me like that. Okay. I think he's just a kind guy. But anyway, let's just change subject.
But the thing is, right, those same qualities you're seeing in that person... in terms of someone who's, helping you out, they're empowering and stuff. That's the same qualities that you're cultivating in yourself at the same time. Don't you think that's a weird synchronicity? It's like the more, I don't know, whatever energy level you're frequenting at and getting onto is now meeting the same in another person. That's beautiful. Whether you end up with that person or not,
no, he
doesn't
won't.
matter.
He doesn't like me, but we're going to be friends.
Yeah. Okay.
Why are you not?
I just love
We are going to be friends.
Have you seen in Wolf of Wall Street, like that Margot Robbie scene?
Never watched it.
She's like, we're not going to be friends. They're going out for me and he's like, do you want to be my friend? She's like, we're not going to be friends.
Oh.
Anyway, I'll send you the
I'll
reel.
Look at it. Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, right. Back on track.
So, also, I wanted to do dating, but I'm like, I don't think I'm ready. I'm not healed.
Yeah, but also it takes a while to get... This is my issue with dating, is it takes a while to actually get to the core of the person. It's like you have to peel back the layers a bit and then you don't know if they're going to be a nutter. Like, I just kind of wish I had those I don't know if they're UV glasses or whatever. Those glasses you get in games where you can just see straight into the person's soul. And it's just like, this person is not nuts or this person is... Like, I don't want to go... I don't have the... My energy is too invested in my own healing and my next steps and, stuff like that to be getting to the depths of someone. I just kind of want it to be already there.
Yeah. I want someone I want them to be deep.
Yeah.
I want them to be funny.
Yeah.
I want them to be intelligent. I want them to be charismatic. Mm-hmm. And I don't want them to be all perfect and tidy and wrapped in a bow because I'm not perfect and tidy and wrapped in a bow. So
or looking for
I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want them to be a little bit untidy, a little bit flawed, not completely crazy or like a car crash, but a little bit. And let's work together. Let's build together. Yeah. Let's heal together.
Someone who can handle, I think, our strength.
Yeah, I don't want somebody to try and bring me down.
No.
Don't be doing that.
Don't get me wrong, though. It's quite nice sometimes to be told, like, shut up, sit down, like, vibes.
Oh, yeah, you can tell me. if I'm getting a bit leery, yeah, you need to.
Yeah, and
you
like,
need,
you need to.
Listen, if you're a doormat, you're getting walked over. I'm sorry. And I don't even mean to. No, I'm someone that needs boundaries.
Balance, right? Like, his balance is like someone who's open, like, loving, soft in a way when they need to be, intelligent, all of that lovely stuff, but then still has that kind of thing of being like, relax.
Yeah.
And I'm
like when you know, like when to cut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sexy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I like masculine men, but I like really masculine men.
Okay. Like appearance, like...
No, both. Can be both. Mm-hmm. It's more... I'm more attracted to personality.
Yeah.
And the way someone treats me than I am appearance. That's second. That comes second.
I mean, yeah.
That's a bonus. Because I could see somebody that to other people is really attractive.
Yeah.
Their personality could make me think they're really ugly. And I'll just look at them and be like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? Or there's somebody that somebody else might not think's that handsome. And I'll be like, oh my God, he is the sexiest man like on earth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So...
again, it's getting to that core of a person.
Yeah, I like a masculine man, but a man that's strong and masculine, but genuinely masculine. So not one of these fake people that like bully women or put women down to make themselves feel better. Someone that is truly masculine, but is so soft and gentle with their woman.
Knows how
and they
to,
show
like...
their soft side to their woman. Like they might be tough on the outside and to the rest of the world they might be really strong, they might be tough, it might be someone that you're thinking twice and you don't want to mess with that person. But when they come home and when they're with me, I see that soft like baby side. And the same with me, and I've got like they've got that baby side and I get to nurture it.
Yeah, I think that's the conversation, you know, that. Like the conversation people have baby. About like the idea of being a provider. It's like, my full aim is to go out, you know, be independent, like make my own money and whatnot and do all of that. But I would like someone who took the pressure off. So the idea of being a provider to me is it's more about someone that's like, you know, will take the pressure off me and just do things for me. I'm not asking for like, you know, lavish stuff. Just someone, like I said, that will take the initiative and take the lead so that when I'm out there in the world and I'm kind of taking the lead to get done what I want to get done and the things I want to achieve, that person then knows when to take the lead, which takes the pressure off of me at home, in that sense. I don't just mean in like...
No, I know. Like, I'm being clean-minded at the minute because I was thinking of a good thought to follow on and it was a clean one. So I was like, it's YouTube like the same thing when they say... protector and provider, and when I say a protector, I'm not saying to you, oh, I want you to go and beef this gang over there, or do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I want you to go and fight this person or whatever. When I say protector, protect me from myself. Oof. When my thoughts are going home, when my brain is telling me, Tash, you're not good enough, Tash, you're this, Tash, you're ugly, Tash, you're that, I want him to be like, Tash, you're beautiful, Tash, you're amazing. When my brain at times has told me that I shouldn't be on this earth and stuff, I thought that I should take my life. Protect me from myself. Be like, are you crazy?
You've hit the nail on the head there. Protect me from myself.
Not,
and the thing
is,
we can, obviously, you know, like we're cultivating our own self-care. We can protect ourselves, but the thing is, me and you have spent a lifetime protecting ourselves. Oh, yeah. So for someone to come in who really takes that initiative to love us enough and see past the complexities enough to want to protect us from, you know, those dark thoughts or whatever it is that comes into our heads that gets in the way, which is the nature of being creative, by the way, as well. You know, creatives suffer with that stuff more than anyone else. So someone that's exactly what I mean by take the pressure off.
And just lay on their chest and just feel safe.
Yeah, that's a provider.
And just hold you and you breathe that breath of exhale and you just feel, for once, you feel like, because I can operate in masculine and feminine energy. Yeah. I've had to do a lot for myself. Yeah. So I know how to stand up for myself. I'll build my own furniture. I dragged my own mattress down the stairs and put my new mattress back on. I do all of those things because I have to.
Because you have to.
Not because I want to, but because I have to.
Same.
So, you know,
and to have someone... having those moments where we do that, but like, yeah.
To have someone, and because I am... a lot of the time in defense mode. I'm always trying to guard and protect myself constantly, very vigilant. Same. To have that moment where I can just lay back and just be like, okay, I'm content, I'm safe. I can be me and I don't have to keep my guard up around this one person. I
Mm-hmm.
can let it go and nothing bad is going to happen.
Yeah. And that's what I mean.
That might not, I might
by-
not ever do that, by the way. I'm
I
just saying it would
completely,
be
I'm
nice.
with you. I'm with
I've
you.
never had that.
But that's being a provider
Not fully.
in the sense that you're a provision of peace. Provide me my peace.
Yeah.
That's what, like, and obviously you can go out and do your own thing. But I know full well, like, both of us were like very strong in like our career goals and whatnot. And we're going to go out and we're going to get, but I don't need someone. I want someone who provides me with peace.
Yes.
And that to me is being a provider.
Yeah.
Those moments, like you said, where you've been grafting all day, you go back, you know, and you can just have that moment of like complete and utter solace. That's the tea.
Yeah. I think until I find that in someone,
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely just going to be by myself.
Yep, same
It's
here.
not worth it.
Same here. I need that. I want that. I'm trying to move from needs to wants. Yeah. I would like that in my life.
I was watching Orlando yesterday at Lambda.
Explain
I
to me a
don't know
little
if I
bit
should.
about.
I don't know if I should go into this.
So
on here. Wait, I'm going to tell you a thought that I had.
I was trying to like preface
Wait, no,
it.
I've got to tell you a thought that I had while I was sitting there watching Orlando.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, I've not been lucky and I don't really get what I want from men and stuff. So maybe I should be like Orlando and maybe I need to be with a woman. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, but no, I like masculine men and I like that sort of, I don't know, I like that. Sorry.
Babes, do you know
Sorry.
what?
But then I thought, what if I had a girlfriend for like my emotional needs and we love each other and then we can watch movies?
Okay.
And then what if she lets me have a man? But then I was like, no. I was like, it was a thought.
So you wanted...
No,
you wanted
I don't want it. It was a brief thought. I don't want it. It was a brief thought. It went in my head.
So basically, it's like... What do they call that when you have two partners? Is it
Polygamous, polyamorous.
Polyamorous, yeah.
No, because I don't want us to be a throuple. There's
No,
no,
so,
they're not
so you're
sharing.
basically just saying you'd have both, but they wouldn't interact with each other.
Yeah.
Well, fair play.
Yeah. And they can't interact with other people either.
Okay, they're not allowed.
No.
You're the crux
But
of
it was,
this triangle.
but this, of course, that's not healthy and that's very toxic. And
No,
this is a joke,
no.
by the way. And it was a thought that popped into my head.
Yeah.
And this is banter, by the way.
Yeah.
But it was a thought that popped into my head.
Doesn't make sense though, in a sense that you said you're looking for those same qualities in a man. So you're looking for that kind of that, you know, the masculinity and the strength and the whatnot. But then you're also looking for that softer side.
Yeah.
So that makes sense why your brain's just going to like see.
Can I have both?
Yeah, can I have both? And
Where
then
can
would
I get
attribute
both?
that to either way. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Because I think I've had a habit of meeting men
Yeah.
that are scared to show emotion.
Mm-hmm.
They're scared to show that they're caring. And
Scared to cry.
the culture and some of it is like, if they act however, then it's like they're whipped or they're this or that. It's like somehow it's connected to something bad. No, being good to a woman and nice
it's
to a woman
really
is a
attractive.
good thing.
Yeah.
And it's attractive and it's a good thing, you know? And then they complain that there's no good women.
Like, just say it.
Yeah.
Just say it.
I'm in the house all the
Yeah,
time.
but then that's the thing, that complaint often goes like either way, doesn't it? I think that's, you know, just the way people are. They like to see things in terms of like black and white and like, oh, all this is this and all this is that. And it's like, it's getting back to that grey area. Just again, that's why I think falling in love with a soul is a good thing. Because in that sense,
I didn't say I was in love.
having a crush
Yes.
on a soul is a good thing. As long as it doesn't hurt you.
No.
The moment it starts hurting you, then
No, we're friends.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
don't think
yeah,
it would
yeah.
ever hurt me because I'm not going to act on it and I want to continue the friendship.
yeah.
And I can sit and look in awe and be like, oh my God, what an amazing person, even as a friend.
Yeah, that's real.
And if this makes sense,
That's real love, but I don't mean love in the sense of like
Okay.
in love. I mean,
Okay, cool.
although there could be a touch of that, it's like that's real love. You know, when they talk about unconditional love, it's having love for someone, irrespective of what that person is, then to you.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's actually.
And I think
being,
also,
yeah.
for the first time, normally I've always been guarded and I'm scared of being hurt. I'm so scared of somebody hurting me, and I've entered relationships and I'm like scared.
Yeah.
Like I was with somebody for 9 years on and off, and when we first started kind of dating. I can't remember. He said something.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, I think he said, oh, are you saying like you're falling?
Mm.
And I think I probably did the worst thing because it set the tone for the rest of the 9 years.
Yeah.
But I turned around and I went, no. And I said, I'm not letting myself slip. I'm not trying to get hurt. And I think that set the tone because I think he was going to try and open up to me.
Right.
And
when you shut
it down,
you shut it down.
I shut it down.
Yeah.
So but that was a funny situation. I remember one of the times I told him I loved him, but I didn't mean to. It just fell out of my mouth. So we were talking about something. It was just a random like conversation. He's given his opinions and stuff. And I've turned around and I've gone, that's why I love you so much. And I'm like, so I'm trying to pull the words back in. I'm like, shit. And he's looking at me and he's just smiling like, yeah. And I'm like, I wanted to die.
I'm trying to get to the point where I'm like, just in general, not even just in relationships, I think knowing, I mean, life is short. God, if you love, it doesn't even have to be just in love and whatnot, because that obviously takes a whole nother level of courage to say it. But just telling people you love them anyway. You know what I mean? Just say it.
And I think going back to that, I was so scared of being hurt.
Yeah.
With this person, I'm scared of bringing anything.
Any emotion.
Not like that. I'm scared of bringing anything into his life.
Yeah.
That's not positive. So I'd rather be his friend. I'm challenging in a relationship. I had all sorts of insecurities will come up in a relationship and things and whatever else. I think I'll be a much better friend than a girlfriend.
But think about it this way. I'm not saying with him specifically, but just like from what you just said, and also because we're on the subject of self-care, self-love, self-worth, right? Isn't it interesting that maybe a lot of the things that you're talking about being to this or to that, or I'm this in a relationship, or I'm so like everybody is like that. And sometimes it's the people that you wouldn't expect that are like the worst in relationships because they are very covert in their narcissism. So they look all sweet and nice and they're all like, da, 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 like skip down the street, like when, you know, those innocent, and sometimes, not all the times, those people are the ones that when you get them behind closed doors are not very nice.
Yeah.
So actually, it's interesting when we said about, you know, people projecting stuff onto us. The stuff you've just said about, oh, you know, I'm this in a relationship and blah, blah, blah. Maybe that, you know, that's just one aspect. If you are like that, actually think about it in a sense of whoever you meet, you're loving, you're generous, you're warm, do you know what I mean? I've seen like the food you make looks amazing. You know, like
I'm a good cook. I'm a good cook.
Yeah. So there's all of these like positive qualities, loyalty, like all of that is amazing things, are amazing things to bring to a relationship. So I think it's just interesting, maybe ask yourself why it is that you'll go to the thing of being like, but I'm too much in a relationship. Someone else has put that in your head.
I was about to say, I think people have done that, and I think people have said that, and think people have did that, and to get away with their toxic behaviours and things that they done, then a lot of things was put back onto me, and because I won't tolerate and I don't stand for certain things, and because I am strong, a lot of guys, because they can't handle that and they want to get away with what they're getting away with, so the quickest response to that is, oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy. And because there's mental health issues, and I will be open about it, I speak about it, that's another quick one. Oh, you sound crazy now. Oh, you're acting crazy again. And it's their go-to.
But that's again, like I was saying earlier on, that's people's way with when they can't compute your complexity or they don't want to see past certain things. Like, that's just the way their brains work to put you in that box of you're this. And people will do that to us, I think, with the energy that we have and the way that we display ourselves to the world and how open we are. And also the fact that we've been traumatized, etc., that comes with the oversharing. People will put us into certain boxes because they can't comprehend the complexity sometimes. But that complexity is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's stunning. I'm not going to say we need to find or want to find someone who's going to see that complexity and love every single inch of it, not someone who's going to compartmentalize it and use it against us. That's the difference.
Yeah, I want a penguin.
You want a penguin?
They mate for life. I want my penguin.
I want a penguin.
Yeah, I want my penguin.
So random one then. What's your spirit animal?
What's that?
Like, you know,
Like
people
your
talk
Chinese thing?
It's like, what's your kind of like, if your spirit was an animal, what would it be?
Oh, you just pick.
Yeah.
It's not assigned to you.
No, you just pick. It's whatever your like soul's drawn towards.
Oh, what, like drawn towards? So like your favorite animal, or no?
Nah, kind of. What do you feel in your spirit? If you were an animal in your spirit, what would you be?
I don't know.
You don't have any like inkling, nothing.
No.
I feel like you'd be a lioness.
What are you?
I would be a lioness. I feel like you'd be a lioness. Because we go out and we hunt, but then we come back and we want to just like
Chill.
roll into someone and chill. You know what I mean? Take the pressure off.
Snug.
Fend for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you'd be a lioness too.
I was thinking a caterpillar or a
Caterpillar.
butterfly.
Yeah, you're in your butterfly phase though.
Coming out of my metamorphosis.
100%. Dancing in the wind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Right, was there anything else you wanted to add to your
So what are our hopes for 2025?
hopes for 2025? Expansion. Expansion.
I like that.
Yeah. 100%. What about you?
Just to be at peace with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Just not to have any inner conflict. Just be at peace with myself.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. I think other things will fall into place after that. I think that's got to come first.
Uh-huh.
What would you...
Yeah.
So I've disclosed about mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
If there was somebody sitting and they're struggling with mental health right now,
Yeah.
what would you want to say to them? Or what tips would you be able to give to them?
Someone once said to me, find your why and you can bear anyhow.
Oh.
And that stuck with
Ooh.
me. So I think finding your why, so that could be your kids, you know, I don't have kids, but that could be their kids. It could be your purpose, your activism, you know, finding your why in terms of just something. And if you don't feel like you've got a why at the moment, maybe make that, you know, above the kind of ideation and stuff that comes with mental health, maybe make that the purpose for now is finding your actual why. Then find it and then cling to it with everything you've got. It could be your niece, it could be your nephew, it could be, you know, people that actually your life experience and the pain you're in, God willing, they never do, but they might go through something similar one day. Yeah. And if you're no longer here to support them in that moment as someone who's had that experience, then, you know, they're going to have to go through the depths of it as well. And so, there is that thing of, if you're ever at the edge of that precipice, it's like that pain is just going to be passed on to other people, for one. And two, you being there will actually leave a bigger hole than you realise, because there's going to be experiences you've had of, you know, struggling through that stuff and then that awakening thereafter that will help your loved ones at some point in some capacity. That's your why. That's the real meaning of like family, friendship, that type of stuff. So yeah, that quote's always stuck with me. I wish it was one that I came up with, but it's not.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
What about you?
I forgot what else.
We should have had a sound effect for ADHD. Just like,
yeah, what did I even ask?
What would your...
Okay. It's not really like a quote or anything, but we touched on this the other day.
Yeah.
So one of my tips. So there's times I've had really, really, really bad depression.
Yeah.
So like my hair even got all matted. And then by the time I went to the hairdressers, they just had to cut it off.
Yeah.
So what I do now is if I sink into them really, really dark places where I can't even get out of bed, I can't even get in the shower, I don't eat, I can't function, I can't do anything, I give myself 3 days grace. I'm allowed 3 days. If I stay in the same clothes in my bed for 3 days and I stink for 3 days, oh well, I stink for 3 days. No one has to come near me. I won't go near people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm allowed those 3 days.
Yeah.
After the third day, I've got to get up.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get up. I have to have a shower. I have to sort out my house.
Mm-hmm.
And in between those 3 days, whilst I am unable to function, I'll do the very least with my dogs. So at least make sure they're fed. I'll sort out the dogs, their basics. But yeah, after the third day, I have to get up.
Yeah.
I have to rise and I have to face the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were discussing as well, like, where that came from.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me and they said, well, why is it 3 days? Why? Mm-hmm. What is the significance of 3 days? Why isn't it 4 days or 1 day?
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly didn't have an answer. And I said, I don't know. I don't know. And I sat and I thought about it and I said, the only thing that springs to mind when you're asking me, and I didn't think of it at the time when I came up with my 3-day rule, was the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, maybe somewhere in my subconscious, that's where it's coming from.
3 is a very
But I'm allowed
number.
3 days grace.
Yeah, 3 is a very powerful number. It's actually my life path number, which is weird. If you look up what your life path number
I don't know what that is.
Just Google it.
What
just
is a
type
life
in,
path?
You basically Google it. You can do it now.
Okay, what is a life path?
Google it. And you just type in what's my life path number. It's similar to like birth charts and stuff, but you put in your date of birth. I think you put in your time of birth maybe, or it might just be your date of birth. And it will tell you what it is. But yeah, 3 is a lot about transformation. And like you're saying, resurrection. 333, when you see 333, that's
this whole thing looks very, very complex. Yeah, but what does it mean? Once you find out what it is.
Let me get it up. I'll do it.
Yeah, but what does it? Okay.
It'll give you a description.
It'll
give you a description, right? Afterwards, it should do. If it's
like if it says like your life path number 69.
It wouldn't. I don't think it goes up that far. It goes up to 31.
Oh,
actually, no. I'm just reading the months. I don't know the days of the month. What's your birthday again? I should know.
24th.
24th. That's it. I knew you were on the cusp of Leo and Virgo. And year?
88.
88. Okay.
Letting all these people know how old I am.
Your life path number
is 69.
Wow.
69.
No. You're number 22. That's quite unique.
What does that mean? Is it good or bad?
Let's have a learn more about your life path number 22. Those with life... Oh, am I going closer to the mic? I'm preaching now. Those with life path number 22 tend to have greater spiritual understanding and the ability to apply knowledge in a practical way. They have the potential to achieve enormous success with a unique talent for manifesting ideas into reality. And as such are often referred to as master builders.
Okay.
So maybe you rename the podcast. It's now the Master Builders Podcast or something.
I like
No, I like
that.
Aurum.
Aurum.
Mm. Aurum.
All right, let's stop. Okay, a few more minutes. So
Okay.
what else? Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. It's all in place.
Yeah.
Along those lines of it's like you were saying, mental health. I think that's what I want to say on it. I understand though the depths of it in terms of like when you just can't even I've been in places where people have spoken to me, I've been so depressed and they've given me really good advice and I cannot hear them in that moment.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even matter because a few weeks down the line, maybe, or a couple months down the line, that thing will come back to me at some point and it will land. So I understand how frustrating it is when people do speak like positive talk into your life when you're in that mode because you're in so much pain you can't hear anything.
Yeah.
You can't even hear your own voice. All you can hear is the ideation and the noise in your head. So I totally get it. But that's why I think just having that backup solid thing of having that why and persevering regardless, even when it feels like there is just no means of anything but what, your head is telling you to do.
Yeah.
That Yeah, it will land at some point. Let things land, let things settle. Your nervous system will reset. Just do, I think what you were saying about having 3 days or something.
3 days grace, yeah.
3 days grace. Just take yourself out, sit in a dark room if you want.
Yep.
Cry it out. Get off the socials.
I don't let it go beyond 3 days though, because beyond 3 days I'm at a danger zone.
Yeah.
And then that's when I might have thoughts of self-harm or suicidal ideations.
Yeah, yeah.
So after 3 days,
You've got to
I've got to get back up.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Even Tracy, big up Tracy from Clean Break, she was saying the other day about going, just touch water of some sort, even if you just splash it on your face or something, like, you know, the healing power of that is meant to be like the one, because it does. I know for me, it just reawakens my senses, and even if I'm still feeling shit, I've got myself out of, you know, I've just done something that's esteemable, you know.
Yeah.
Build it back up.
So would you do this again?
100% I'll do this again. This is the first podcast. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground as well.
What do you want to discuss next time?
I think, do you know what I reckon? I reckon free flow again. Yeah, because we've had like certain ideas that we've bought, buzzwords that we've bought. But I think me and you are very good at just like this is the types of conversation. This isn't for camera, by the way. Like, these are the types of conversation that we have like a lot. Right. So I think just bringing that and then seeing what comes, and then also, you know, seeing what happens this week, seeing what we want to talk about next week. We have quite eventful lives.
Yeah.
So, you know, in a good way, in a positive way. So I think, yeah.
Would we invite any guests ever?
Yeah, I reckon we got a couple people we could bring on board.
Yeah.
I reckon we got a couple.
I think so.
Yeah. I'd like to bring maybe some of the staff from Clean Break as well to talk about what like the company does and stuff. So I think that would be a good idea. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay, we've got a couple more minutes. I don't know what to...
You just got to wrap it up, baby.
Yeah. Okay, then. Well, thank you for watching. And if you got to the end, that is incredible.
Yeah.
If you could give us a like.
Subscribe.
A follow. Yeah.
Subscribe.
Please. And what else?
Signing out.
Yeah. Bye.
Is that how you sign out a podcast?
I don't know. Bye. Thank you.
You've got to go and turn it off of the camera now. Okay. Oh, we're going to wait for him.
Yeah, I'm not touching. I'm not touching. We'll just keep talking and we can just edit. Just edit.
Maybe we should just leave this bit in as well.
Yeah. Authentic.
Just bring it in. Start beatboxing.
No, it was fun.
Brooms and guts and brooms and guts and brooms and guts and brooms.
Isn't that the thing when they said they're eating the dogs and cats?
It's brooms and cats.
Oh, I thought they was eating dogs and cats.
No, brooms and guts and brooms and guts. It's meant to be like the easiest way to beatbox.
I don't know anything about that.
Thing is, I don't want to...
What, do you want to teach me? Should I try?
Just go brooms and cats.
Brooms and cats and brooms and cats and brooms and cats and cats and brooms and brooms and cats.
You can't say brooms and cats as like elocuted as that. You got to almost like skip over it, so it's like tight lip. It's like brooms and cats and brooms.
Right, I don't think we're gonna make a rapper out of it.
Go on, no, go for it. It's a beatbox.
Right, come on then.
Go, do it again.
Brooms and gets and 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 brooms and.
That's adding a bit of bass to it. You're all right. You're good.
Oh my god.